Hi, everybody, and welcome back to our Friday Focus series in which we look at stocks through the lens of Structural Valuation Analysis, or SVA for short. Today, we're going to talk about the silver stocks in the light of the stunning increase in the price of silver back up to its 1980 price peak, which was due to the Hunt brothers trying to corner the market for silver. They didn't in the end, and they even served some time for violating securities laws. And by the way, they went bankrupt to boot. I'm not going to look at all the silver stocks. Instead, I'm going to focus on the two stocks which have lagged the performance of the leaders, which has been spectacular, and we'll see if buying one or both of them makes some sense for you. First, I think, however, that we should point out that silver stocks have been usually lagging gold stocks, but if anything, they've been doing spectacularly well. And that's because the price of silver is back at those very long-term highs. Anyway, let me take a look at those two silver stocks which lag the winners, and you can judge whether they make some sense for your portfolio. The first stock I'm going to take a look at is SSR Mining. Now, it's got decent fair market value. It's kind of lagged behind its usual peak in the past 10 years. It's been up to its growth price, and that's a good 33-40% higher than the stock is at the present time. Well, what's the issue here, and why is it lagged? First of all, it's not a pure silver play. And secondly, its reserve life is more in question than some of the other silver stocks, and its all-in costs are fairly high. Offsetting that, however, is that the PE is low and the fair market value is rising fairly rapidly. So perhaps we're going to get some good action here. I do have to warn you that overhanging the stock is a class action suit by some American investors. The second stock that I want to emphasize is Silvercorp Metals. And you can see that Silvercorp had a nice run, but it's only moved up to its growth price, whereas most of the other silver stocks got up to their super growth price there. You can see in the past 10 years it actually has been higher. The question is, therefore, what's the problem here? Well, two issues. First of all, they have a large exposure to China. And secondly, fairly recently, there was a fatal safety incident in China, which may or may not impact the stock or the company to a greater or lesser degree. Thirdly, they've got some new projects on the books. One of them is in Ecuador, but the issue is they are new projects, and their outlook is therefore uncertain. Finally, if you like looking at the market cap, this might go down as being what I might call a small cap stock, if $2 billion is a small cap stock. Anyway, you can consider these to see whether they make sense for your portfolio, but they do show promise. Anyway, that's it for this week. I'll see you next week.